Hi guys!
Hi!
Welcome to our first episode of the new season of the Mighty Youth Podcast. Yay! So I am your host Shara and I am with
JD.
and
Jinel!
so today's topic of our episode is college experiences. So JD, tell me, what year are you in and what college course do you take?
I am in my first year of college, and I'm actually majoring in psychology.
Oh, okay. How about you, Ate Janelle?
I'm almost in my third year and I take computer science.
Ooh.
Nice. So since we have college students studying in different years, let's talk of how different their college experiences have been. So now, let's hear more from JD. So JD, how would you describe your college experience so far?
Oh, it's been pretty swag money. No, but for real though, I would say it's very different. Like, coming from a high school background in homeschool, everything's different. Like, for example, socializing with people, that's already completely different from staying at home to talking to new people. So
Yeah. So that's really good to hear from your experience. Mostly for people who's watching this, in some ways, they have come from a high school, homeschool background too. So in some ways, they can also relate to it. So I have another question: is what surprised you the most about college life?
oh, there's a lot of things. I can list them down. Okay, basically a lot of it is culture shock. Like, okay, first of all, again, going back to the socializing,
Yes.
going outside of the home, traveling, that's one. And of course, going alone. So, before I wasn't allowed to travel alone. So now I figured out how to bus and metro to my college.
JD goes outside.
Yay!
And another point I would like to mention for the culture shock. You know how people can just leave the classroom to
Yeah.
go to the toilet without saying anything to
That
the
was
teacher?
also a culture shock for me.
See, but one last the new methods of assignments or like research. Like before in high school,
The learning platform?
the learning platform I use is compared to what I use now, it's very different. Because before you just read your syllabus and you just there's a quiz straight after. But now you're assigned to research, you're assigned to like conduct everything, and now you have to write a report on it and submit it like that. So yeah, everything's different.
So like the workload is more different now.
So yes, so thank you JD from hearing from your insights and your experiences. So Ada Janelle, my question to you, as an almost third year, what skills have you developed that you didn't expect to learn from college?
Nice one.
I think after like 2.5 years of college, well, almost 3 years, some of the skills I've developed that I didn't expect to develop, it's more of I didn't expect to gain this much experience, because as you've said that you've had a lot of culture shock moving from high school to college, so have I as well, and a lot of it has been like with socializing as well.
Yeah.
Like I remember in the first week of college, I didn't expect to meet so many new people that I was so drained every single day coming home from school. Like in the car, I would be like, because I was meeting like 10 different people every single day, and I was like, wow, that's so much socializing. And so yeah, learning how to socialize is also a skill that I've learned, and not only just in the way of making friends and stuff, but also networking as well. Maybe it's something that you'll experience later on more of, but of course we all want to, like, going in the direction of the career that you want to go to. Like, you want to take steps in order to get there.
Yeah.
So networking is one of the ways that you can do so, by talking to people who are in that field as well.
Yeah.
So I also learned how to do that. And I just didn't expect to do this much talking. That was really a culture shock for me. And I know that I talk quite a lot, but even this, guys, I promise, I'm not this talkative outside. I'm actually pretty shy, which is, people don't believe that, but I am.
Yeah, I can like see from personally how you really grown into being more open to things and all. So yes, thank you. So my second question to you is, looking back, how has college life changed you since your first year?
As I've said, a lot has changed. I mentioned this to somebody the other week, but I think I've been a bit more chiller. As much as a chill of second year, almost
She's a
third
chill
year.
guy, guys.
I'm a cause it was final season last month, and I was sitting with some friends who I made who just got into college, and it was their first final season, and they were kind of like panicking because it says that you're supposed to enter the exam room 15 minutes before the exam, but the older you get, or the more mature you get into the courses, the more people come later into the classrooms until it's like the last possible minute.
Wow.
Maybe don't do that. But yeah, like it was like 20 minutes until they had to go to the exam room, and they were already freaking out because they were like, oh no, like what if like I don't get, if they don't let me in or something like that. Oh, do I remember everything? And they were like quizzing each other, and I was like kind of just so chill, like reading my notes, and I'm like, everything's fine, yeah. And then that just made me realize, like, oh, I think I've, like, all of the things that I used to panic about before, now they're just like second thought to me.
Yeah.
But then there are now other things that I'm panicking about, which maybe like in the future I'll realize, like, oh, like that's just another thing that I went through. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ate Jinel. It's nice to hear from you too. So, now since we've heard from Ate Jinel, let us go back to JD.
Oh.
JD, my third question to you is, what have you enjoyed the most so far in college and why?
Oh, writing an essay. Like, no, for real though. Like, you know how at first they teach you the different parts of the essay? Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, basic of basic. Introduction, body, conclusion. But there are more to that. Say abstract, appendix, references. There's also methodology. I like all of that. Like, I like compiling a lot of different pieces of information into one single document and submitting it like that. It makes it feel organized, you know? So, yeah.
It's really interesting to hear from somebody who actually likes to write essays, because personally for me, I do not like. So yes.
It's okay, Shara.
It's okay. So, yes, thank you. My fourth question to you, what are you most excited about the coming years of college?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say, like, okay, for a broad answer, moving to the next part of my life. Okay, first of all, fast forward, graduating. That's already an exciting one. Then, moving on after that, I'm excited for, well, coming next year. So that means future. So, you know that there's a whole new open door of different opportunities, different stuff you're exposed to. So like new people you would meet, new skills you would learn, and new things you will just understand, and your perception will just change, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, it's really exciting to, like, for me personally, as like my last year in high school, and also
One of
soon
us.
being in college soon and all. It's really exciting to hear mostly the college experience, also, and also what is after the college experience, and like knowing your goals in life after that. Okay, so thank you, JD, once again. So, Ate Jinel, my
Yes.
question to you is, what class have you enjoyed the most so far and why?
Coming from someone who has done a lot of classes, I would say, okay, so it's like I have classes where the subject isn't necessarily my favorite, but I really like the way that it was taught in the classes, and that's what made me like the subject even more. So one of that fell in that category is I can't remember the name of the class, but basically it was how to manage an IT project, which
That's nice.
that doesn't sound very interesting like when you hear the title, but the way my professor put it in class was really interesting because there are like having good management is very essential to any kind of project, and she explains like how like when things go wrong, like how big the damage is. Like one of the examples that she gave was even of a game, you know, Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, that was also one of the examples brought up in class because that was an IT project. For things that I do like, and that the lecture also explained pretty well, the class I was most excited for was computer graphics. And that basically is learning how to put an image on the screen. Like the bare bones of like writing the code to put any image on a screen. Yeah. And it was pretty cool, like, because this is like something I'm really passionate about, and seeing like being able to do that is so fun. Because there's also like math involved. Shara knows I love math.
Nice.
And yeah, it was just really fun. And also like creative, like math, tech, creative, like what's not to love? So yeah.
Okay, so thank you. So now my fourth question to you is, what do you wish you had known when you were a first year student?
Senior, advice of a senior. What do I wish I had known? Oh, if I could give myself advice to the me of back then, I would say to try not to be a perfectionist.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I think that I'm a perfectionist even till now, and I realize more throughout the years that that's really bad, because I am the kind of person who thinks that, oh, if I want something done, then I can do it myself. And that sometimes there are like too many things and some things that are out of your hand, and I'm like, I can manage all of these on my own. And of course that isn't something that's possible. And I learned it in the hard way, that you can't keep expecting everything to be perfect, and you can't do everything on your own. Like, it's important to ask help if there's anything that you may find hard. Like, you have friends, you have your family, you have your teachers. Like, there are a lot of people who are there who want to support you if you allow them to. And yeah, I think that would be my biggest. And to not take things too seriously. Yeah.
I think that's a really helpful, in some ways, advice to college students right now, mostly knowing some aside from you guys, and like knowing how some college students are watching also, how it can be really tough and draining physically and mentally, and with everything else where everything just piles up, and you want to do everything perfect, and in some ways you have to be reminded that it's okay that things are out of our hands, and it's just in some ways for us to learn to just keep going forward and
That's
just
true.
growing. So yes, thank you, Ate Jinel.
Don't be hard on yourself, guys.
Yes.
You got this.
So yeah, thank you. So thank you guys. So I've already asked you guys individually questions. So now these questions I have prepared are for both of you.
Teamwork.
So yeah, so I want to hear from both of you on like your answers for this. So my first question for you guys, first going to JD. How do you honor God through your studies and campus life?
Um, I would say, okay, I have two things in mind. First of all, excellence. Yeah, it was said that you have to excel, and you can show that God is in your life by doing well in your studies, actually. Just excelling in general. And two, the way you react to stuff. Like, it was said in the Bible, be slow to your words, right?
Yes.
So, like, of course, when you're working with new people and working with unfamiliar stuff, you tend to like
Get mad.
you get mad more
Frustrated.
easily.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I would say just watch your tone and watch your words also. Be patient.
Yeah. Okay. How about you, Ada Janelle?
So I think the Bible verse that I can relate to this question for my answer is 1 Corinthians 10:31. I believe it's like whether eating or drinking, whatever you do all for the glory of God.
Yes.
Yeah.
So whatever I do, I just try to do it to the best of my abilities, because I know that God is going to help me in whatever I do. So I do try to do like a lot of different activities. I do volunteering. I do like
Very active.
I'm also in a club and my studies as well. So meeting a lot of people and handling a lot of responsibilities, my studies, and all of these things, I just try my best to do my best
Yes.
in all circumstances. And sometimes that may not, sometimes even when you put in your best, you don't get perfect. But in the end, like having the right heart towards what you're doing is more important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. So yeah, I do really think about your answers and also this question a lot. Where yeah, even if it's not college, like school in general, it's so important for us to just excel in everything and like be reminded that we are studying not for ourselves but to give God the glory always. So yes. So my second question is, what role does prayer play in your daily routine as a student?
I think you all would, of course, agree with me here. But the way I see it, prayer is like your foundation. It is where you stand, right? So you cannot. It is your way of communicating to God. So if you do something without praying about it, without telling Him about it, without just bringing Him anywhere, it will not do as well as you think it would. Your expectations would not be as met. Basically, like, prayer is like a way of giving it to God, so you don't handle it all by yourself.
That's
Yes.
true.
So like surrendering.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. How about you?
Yes, I do say it's, to me, I see it like a safety blanket. Like when I commute to uni with my mom, whenever we drive, I pray and we surrender our journey, and that wherever we go, we ask God to go before us.
Yes.
So, and other than traveling, also in my studies, like whenever I do an exam or whenever there's a project or anything, actually, I commit it to God. Because, sometimes things get really stressful and it's out of your hands. So it's important that we ask God for the help as well in the things that we do. And yeah, as JD said, we're committing these things to God so that it can succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my answer.
So yes. So now, for the third question, if you could share one testimony or lesson God has taught you in college, what would it be?
Okay, even before college, actually, there's this testimony that God is a God of order. It was even in Genesis. There's a reason why he didn't do things in a different way. Like, would you create animals before creating a place where they would live in? Exactly. So there were many times, especially in college now, that a lot of stuff would pile up. My group projects, my summative assessment, exams of all things, and then of course balancing my own life, ministry. It can get a lot. So I even remember, because I have a friend who also goes to school to the same college as me, that he told me that God is a God of order.
Yes.
He has a plan for, well, all of us, right? So in his perfect will, which is obviously higher than ours, he will align everything and he will make us prosper no matter what happens. So
That's true.
That's true. I agree very much. About you?
For me, I think adding on to what I've said earlier, being humble.
Yeah.
So, me thinking that I can do everything is a result of me thinking that my ways are higher, or like that, I know how to do everything, which of course is not true, because there's still so much I have to learn, and there's still so many things that I don't even know that I can learn. And God can just do the impossible. So sometimes even what I think could even happen, like God, like there are like so many more possibilities. So the more that I limit myself by thinking that, oh, this is something I can handle, this is something like, I can take care of this, or I can make it perfect, then that's just not allowing God to work in my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say being humble.
So, one follow-up question. How does your faith shape your goals and dreams for the future? I would go to Ate Jinel for this one first.
Because my future is sooner. So how does my faith shape my dreams and goals for the future?
Yes.
I would say that before I entered college, I was really anxious and nervous about what I was going to be doing in the future, because I don't know, I just didn't imagine myself before. I didn't imagine myself coding. I didn't think like coding was something interesting before, until I discovered the whole creative side of it. But I think now that I've when I trust God more, that just removes my burdens on what the future looks like for me. Because if I keep thinking that, oh, I want my future to look like this, like if I keep myself boxed in with my options, then it's like sometimes, when you get what you want, and then when you find out later, maybe it's not the thing that you actually needed. So I'm learning to trust God more in the things that He has ready for me in the future, and I know that His will is good for me. So yeah.
How about you, Jamie?
Kind of like sidetrack of what Ate Janelle said. I'm gonna use her example. Like, when you get something and then when you find out later on that it's not actually what you needed, I would say, okay, honestly, I never really had I wasn't expecting anything for my future. So essentially the way I thought of it was, my goal was to align my path with His path, basically align my will with His will, because His will is higher. So, and going back to what do you call this? His path. Basically, he has a plan for us, diba? So
Yes.
even if I do not know what new things will come in the future part of my life, I know that he will be with me, and I want to align my future with that.
That's a really good mindset to
Yes,
have.
it is. So yeah, I really do like to hear from you guys, and it's really something. So yes, thank you guys for answering all the questions and like sharing your insights to me and also the viewers. So yes, that concludes our first episode of the new season. So before we really end, do you guys have any things that you want to share before this ends?
I do. I just wanted to say that for students who may be entering college soon, or maybe students who've thought about college before, because I know I have, even while I was in middle school, I think it's something that's really daunting, because it's like the step before adulthood. I mean, I guess technically in some countries 18 is the age of adulthood, and there's a lot of expectations on what college life should look like, and I think sometimes that can be really pressuring, because sometimes you may think like, oh, I need all of these experiences in order to have a fulfilling college life, or otherwise people are gonna think like, hey, like that's not really, you didn't do much. And I just wanted to say that sometimes it's okay that that college life looks different for each and every person, but what matters the most is that you try your best to do the things that you want to do, and because personally I see college as a time where you can try out like
New things and
yeah, like
experiment.
new opportunities and talking to new people. Like sometimes you don't know that the people you meet, you can maybe, I don't know, like start a business together. Maybe like not thinking all about business, but like maybe they could be your newest best friend. So like don't be so afraid to try new things, but of course remember to surrender everything to God. And yeah, that's what I have to say. Like, this is a time to study, but also do remember to have some fun.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. So yes, so that concludes our episode. Bye
Thank you for watching.
Yay.
Thank you.
Wait, I'm gonna make this half scripted.
Hi guys.
Hi.
So today we're
We didn't even start. We started. That's not the question.
started.
Ta-da! Where have you been?
Oh
My life. Go. What?
Okay, sorry.
Straight into it. It's okay.
Then you were a better host. This is for sure. Okay,
We only compare ourselves to our past.
wow. Cut! We're done!
Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce.
We're adding that.